In a secret laboratory in USA, the darkness of night had taken over. Scientist 1 and Scientist 2 were working on a strange and deadly virus. The glow of machines and the blaring alarms were creating an atmosphere of pure terror inside the lab. Suddenly, Scientist 1's hand slipped and the glowing virus flask crashed onto the floor. Panic erupted everywhere. Scientist 2 screamed, "Oh no, we have to stop it." As the alarms blared, red and green lights began flashing throughout the lab. Smoke and sparks spread in every direction. Scientist 1 stood frozen in fear, while Scientist 2 slammed the emergency button. In slow motion, the virus began flowing through the drain, escaping the lab. Through every pipe and channel, it was making its way into the city. Scientist 1 and Scientist 2 watched helplessly, fear filling their eyes. Scientist 1's face began to change. A red glow appeared in his eyes, his body turning pale and cold. The first infection had begun. Scientist 2 stared at him in horror. Papers flew through the air, alarms screamed, and smoke swallowed every corner of the lab. Scientist 2 ran, while Scientist 1 could barely hold himself together, chaos everywhere. Through the cracked window, the city lights were visible, but inside the pipes, a green glow of death was spreading. Distant sirens echoed through the city, as if it had already sensed the disaster. Scientist 2 desperately tried to shut down the system. Sparks and smoke filled the room, while Scientist 1 continued to stagger, the green glow of the virus reflecting off every surface of the lab. The virus spread its color into every corner of the laboratory. Scientist 1 was fully infected and screamed in agony. Scientist 2 ran in panic, but the virus was everywhere. Fear and hopelessness filled Scientist 2's eyes. The virus had completely overtaken the lab, the doors locking automatically. Inside the lab, there was nothing left but green glow and smoke, and the screen faded to black. Morning arrived, but the city did not wake up. The streets of USA stood silent, broken, and unfamiliar. Smoke drifted through the air, abandoned cars lined the roads, and a strange green glow still lingered, a reminder of what had escaped during the night. Ayan stepped forward cautiously. Something felt wrong. People were walking the streets, but not like before. Their movements were slow, their faces empty, their eyes lifeless. Then it happened. One scream shattered the silence. A man was attacked, not by rage, but by hunger. Blood spilled, bones cracked, and in that moment, fear spread faster than the virus itself. Panic erupted everywhere. People ran, cars crashed, sirens screamed. The city collapsed into chaos as the infected revealed their true nature. They were no longer human, they were something else. Ayan ran through the madness, pushing past bodies and fire and smoke. A shadow lunged at him, a zombie. Its eyes glowed green. Its grip was cold. Ayan fought back with pure instinct, escaping only by seconds. Hiding behind a destroyed car, Ayan struggled to breathe. His hands trembled. In the broken mirror beside him, he saw them, more infected, more monsters, coming closer. Then he noticed something terrifying. A car alarm echoed through the street and every zombie turned toward the sound at once. Their heads snapped. Their bodies followed. They could hear they were hunting. Realizing the truth, Ayan ran down a narrow alley, footsteps behind him, growls growing louder. The green glow bounced off the walls as death chased him through the shadows. He barely made it inside an abandoned shop, slamming the door shut. Outside, fists pounded, teeth scraped metal. The growls didn't stop. Inside, Ayan leaned against the wall, heart racing, sweat dripping, fear burning in his eyes. This was no longer just an outbreak. This was survival. And this was only the beginning. The mall was supposed to be a place of life, noise, and crowds. Now, it was empty. Broken glass crunched beneath Ayan's boots as he stepped inside. The lights flickered above, casting long shadows across abandoned shops. Every sound echoed louder than it should have. Every breath felt dangerous. That's when he saw her. Sarah stood at the end of the corridor, a flashlight trembling slightly in her hand. Fear was in her eyes, but her voice stayed calm. She wasn't alone. From behind a shattered escalator, Imran emerged, clutching his camera like a shield. A journalist, still searching for truth, even as the world fell apart. For a moment, no one trusted anyone. Then the silence broke. A low growl echoed rough the mall. A shape moved in the darkness. Green eyes appeared, then another and another. A zombie lunged forward. Ayan reacted instantly. He stepped between the creature and the others, pushing it back as its cold hands reached for him. Sarah stumbled, Imran froze, the echo of screams bouncing off the walls. They ran. Metal shelves scraped across the floor as they barricaded the entrance. Glass shattered as zombies slammed against the doors from outside. Green light leaked through every crack, pulsing like a heartbeat. Upstairs, they finally stopped. Dust floated through thin beams of sunlight. For the first time in hours, there was quiet. Not safety, just quiet. Ayan watched the stairway. Sarah checked what little supplies they had left. Imran held his camera, recording proof that humanity was still alive. From the balcony, they looked down. The zombies below moved strangely, reacting to every sound. A dropped object, a distant alarm. Their heads snapped toward the noise at once. That's when they understood this place was only a shelter, not a sanctuary. And the mall was becoming a trap. From above, they watched. The mall had fallen silent, again, not peaceful, but waiting. Below them, the infected wandered aimlessly. Their movements were slow, broken, almost empty. But something was wrong. They weren't mindless. A small sound echoed through the open space. Every head snapped toward it. The zombies turned at once. Their glowing green eyes sharpened. Their bodies followed the noise without hesitation. Sarah tested it again. A metal object hit the floor. The reaction was instant. The infected rushed forward, drawn by sound like predators. Ayan pulled Sarah back, his grip tight, his eyes never leaving the swarm below. Imran kept filming proof that fear still obeyed rules. Then they noticed something worse. Blood. A dark stain on the floor. A zombie knelt, sniffing, then snarled. Its behavior changed. Faster, more aggressive. Hunger took control. Patterns began to form. Sarah whispered her observations, tracing movements, marking reactions. Sound attracted them. Blood enraged them. Chaos guided them. They weren't thinking, but they were hunting. Ayan's expression hardened. These creatures could be distracted. They could be controlled, but only for a moment. A noise trap worked. Metal cans clattering, echoes ringing, and the zombies charged toward it together, almost coordinated, too coordinated. That's when fear returned. One by one, the infected began drifting toward the stairwell. Hands dragged along railings. Growls climbed upward. They were learning. The stairwell door shook violently. The green glow spilled through the cracks. The mall was no longer just a shelter. It was a test. And they were running out of time. The mall behind them was silent, but the city outside was no safer. Morning fog clung to the streets, carrying the faint green glow of the virus. Ayan led the way, alert to every sound, every shadow. Sarah followed close, watching for danger. Imran, camera in hand, captured every moment. Then, a sound, a faint, trembling cry. A child. Ayan froze. His eyes scanned the abandoned apartment building ahead. Broken windows, hanging wires, shadows hiding the unknown. The cry came again, small, desperate, human. They moved cautiously, floor by floor, through dark hallways, flickering lights through long shadows, smoke and dust drifting in the air. Green glow reflected faintly from cracks in the walls. Every distant growl reminded them of the danger that waited. And there she was, a small girl, hiding behind an overturned table, her wide, terrified eyes locked onto them. She clutched a worn toy, as if it were a lifeline. The faint green glow illuminated her fragile face, a fragile spark of humanity in the chaos. Sarah knelt down, voice gentle, offering her hand. "It's okay, we're here to help." Ayan guarded the doorway, muscles tense, eyes scanning the dark. Imran watched silently, recording. For a moment, the world outside vanished. All that existed was Zoya, frightened, alone, needing them. But danger never waits. A sudden bang on the apartment door made Zoya gasp. Green, glowing eyes peered through cracks. A zombie, hungry, relentless. Ayan stepped forward protectively, positioning himself between Zoya and the threat. The air was thick with fear, yet determination burned in their hearts. They ran. Down the stairwell, Zoya held tightly by Ayan. Shadows stretched long and threatening across the walls. Green glow bounced ominously, casting an eerie light on every corner. Zombies followed, relentless, drawn by sound and scent. Finally, a small safe room. The door barricaded, silence fell for the first time in hours. Zoya sat quietly, Sarah observing her, relief and curiosity battling in her eyes. Outside, faint green light reminded them that the world was still dangerous. And then something unexpected. Sarah carefully pricked Zoya's finger for a blood test. Her eyes widened in shock. Something about the child was different. Ayan leaned in, tense, watching intently. Hope? Or perhaps a new mystery glimmered in the green glow. The little girl was more than she seemed, and this was only the beginning of what she could mean for the world.